Ram, Sita and Lakshmana had entered Dandakaranya. Their stay in Dandakaranya is summed up by Valmiki in a few words. He writes, the journey through the forest dotted with streams, hills and waterfalls continued. Sita walked between the two brothers who carried their bows and arrows. On their way they noticed chakwas, saras and swans either on the river banks or gliding over still waters. The area was dotted with lotus flowers of varied colors, blooming in abundance. They also spotted black bucks and deer with spotted skin moving in herds. The forest was teeming with all sorts of flora and fauna. Here, please observe the precise description of birds and beasts of the flora and fauna of the place by Valmiki, a most knowledgeable person and the first poet of the world. One evening, Sita and the two brothers arrived at a huge lake wherein elephants were frolicking. The waters were full of fish and other aquatic creatures. Many graceful swans floated on its waters, as did flamingos with black and scarlet wings and pelicans with rose tinged with white plumage. To their utter surprise, all these natural wonders were accompanied by the sound of music floating over the waters of the lake, but they could not see any human beings in the area. Walking a bit further, they met Muni Dharmabhrita and inquired about the lake and the source of music they could hear. Respectfully, he replied, this Sarovar is renowned as Panchavati. It is always full of water. Rishi Mandakarni created it through his powers as a tapasvi. Living in water, the Rishi meditated for hundreds of years. He lived only on air during the duration. His penance upset Agni and other devatas lest he displaced them in Swargalok. This fear is rampant in most of the stories told in Indian mythology. They schemed to divert the Muni from his path, although he already had attained the knowledge of Dharma in this and the other world. 5 extraordinarily charming apsaras were sent to sing and dance in the Muni's presence and to cater to all his needs. Mandakarni fell for the women, writes Valmiki, and built an underground palace for them. He now lives inside the waters in the company of his 5 consorts. He has regained his youth. The apsaras sing and perform all other duties to keep him happy. And there is music, dancing and dining in the underground palace all the time. Valmiki continues, Ram, Sita and Lakshmana moved from place to place in the large forest land, never staying at one place more than a few days at one time. In every hermitage they were welcomed as honored guests. After the passage of 10 years, in this way, they returned to Sutikshna Rishi's ashram and asked for directions to the ashram of Agastya Muni. Sutikshna advised them to go southwest, keeping the side of the mountains. Walking along, they reached the ashram of Agastya Muni's younger brother. They spent a night there and left to see Agastya Muni next morning. They passed through thick foliage of Nivar, Kathal, Sakhu, Ashok, Tinish, Chirbilva, Mahua, Bel, Tendu and other wild fruit-bearing trees. Again, please notice the minuteness of the description. It's all there even today. Flowering creepers embraced the tree trunks and monkeys jumped from tree to tree as chirping birds fluttered in multitudes. Pointing to the trees on their path, Rama addressed Lakshmana thus, look, brother, how the leaves on these trees shine. The animals and birds are at peace with each other. This is a sign that we are close to Agastya Muni's ashram. He is known as Agastya because he has told the mountains. Agastya made Dakshin safe from the attacks of the rakshasas. Since he moved here, the denizens of the night have quietened. They have become friendly, and there is peace all over. Once upon a time, the Vindhya mountain advanced towards the sky to stop the sun in his movement. Mahamuni Agastya humbled him, and since then the mountain has not grown higher and the sun rises each morning unobstructed. In the Agastya ashrama, even the deer lives a disciplined life. What a compliment! I propose to spend the rest of the time of my exile in this ashram. It is a place for the pure at heart. None tells a lie here. None cheats. There is no cruelty towards another, nor do devious and evil persons survive here. This is a befitting place for our stay. In the Agastya ashrama, the Maharishi warmly welcomed Ram, Sita and Lakshmana. Ram along with Vaidehi and Lakshmana bowed in the Rishi's presence and touched his feet. With folded hands they stood awaiting the Muni to speak. Agastya embraced Ram and offered him arghya with a few drops of water. This was a way of welcoming the guests. He asked for their welfare and bade them to take a seat. He now offered ahuti to Agni, worshipped the guests as per rituals laid down for Vanaprastha, then served them a meal. Addressing Rama, Agastya said, "You are the master of the universe. You are a warrior who follows dharma. I welcome you as a respected guest of this ashrama." Saying this, the Rishi offered fruit, roots, flowers, and other articles in welcome. He continued, "O lion among men, I present you with a majestic bow. Designed by Vishwakarma, it has a gold plate studded with diamonds. Another weapon is a gift from Bhagavan Vishnu. Brahma gifted this superior unfailing arrow shining like the sun to me. Further, I hand over to you two inexhaustible quivers full of sharp arrows burnished like fire, given to me by Indra. Here is a sword with a handle and scabbard both made of gold. I have included a miniature painting depicting this gift of the weapons by Agastya Muni to Rama. Please look at it and admire the work of art." Agastya continued, "Please accept these weapons in order to succeed in your fight against the Rakshasas." He requested Rama to spend the remaining years of his exile in his ashrama. However, Rama desired to live in a more solitary place. He wanted a place where they could live happily, which was soothing to the senses, and where samidha, kusha grass, water were available easily. He said, "Mahatma, we would like to go and live in a place that is quiet, surrounded by dense trees and has an ample water supply. We shall build a cottage at such a place and spend the remaining time of our exile in peace." After some thought, Agastya replied, "Not far from here is situated Panchavati, home to large herds of the deer. The area is rich in fruit and vegetables with sufficient water. You can go and build a cottage there with assistance from Lakshmana and fulfill the promise you had made to your father. I am aware why you do not want to stay here. You have determined to annihilate the Rakshasas. It is not possible to do so here because they do not visit this ashram. Panchavati is situated on the banks of Godavari with myriad flowers in bloom all year long. Mithilesh Kumari will certainly be happy to live there. Panchavati is situated north of the Mahua forest that you can see from here. At first you will come to a large banyan tree standing tall just ahead of the high plateau. Beyond there lies a hill, and a short distance from there lies Panchavati. We shall stop here. In the next video we will take up Rama stay at Panchavati, his friendship with Jatayu, construction of a cottage, and the arrival of winter. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram.